they tried to kill these guns. Corporate screw-ups, lawsuits, cheap knockoffs, even bankruptcy. But you can't bury a legend. These 8 firearms disappeared, got written off and nearly forgotten until shooters brought them back from the grave. And now they're flying off the shelves faster than ever. If you thought old school was dead, think again. Let's talk about the guns that came back swinging. Number 1. M1 Carbine, the rifle that refused to be forgotten. This wasn't supposed to last this long. It was built for a specific job: light, fast, and easy to carry. Troops who didn't need a full-size M1 Garand carried it into World War II, Korea, and even Vietnam. Radio operators, officers, paratroopers, they all trusted the M1 Carbine to get them out of a bad situation. It didn't have the reach of a battle rifle or the punch of a .30-06, but it made up for it with pure handling and speed. After the wars ended, the carbine slipped into the background. Surplus stocks dried up. The tactical crowd moved on to ARs. Collectors grabbed what was left, and the rest just vanished into closets and gun safes. But something strange happened. Shooters started looking back. Lightweight, low recoil, high capacity. Sound familiar? Suddenly the M1 Carbine started to look like a practical option again, especially with modern-made versions hitting shelves from companies like Auto Ordnance, faithful replicas, same feel, same soul, but new production. It's not a long-range tool, it's not a tactical monster, but for the range fun, truck carrier, just owning a piece of real-deal American history, the M1 Carbine is back and it's not going anywhere. Number 2, the Ithico Model 37, the quiet killer that just won't quit. Forget the noise. The Ithico Model 37 doesn't beg for attention, it just works. And it's been doing that since 1937. While other shotguns are busy flexing rails and gimmicks, the 37 shows up like a veteran. Worn in, deadly, reliable, and ready to go. It's the shotgun you hand to someone when you know something's coming. Bottom ejection is its calling card. Spit shells straight down. No brass flying across your face. No dirt clogging up the action. And for left-handed shooters, it's a dream. For everyone else, it's just clean, simple, and smart. This gun went to war. Navy SEALs carried it in Vietnam, tricked out with muzzle brakes for room clearing, slam fire capable in its early days. Hold the trigger and pump till the fight's over. That feature got dropped later, but the soul stayed the same. The company changed hands, production paused, it was even renamed for a while. Didn't matter, real shooters never forgot it. Today's Model 37s are still all steel, still American-made, and still tougher than half the shotguns twice their price. No plastic furniture, no cheap feel, just the satisfying rack and the kind of reputation money can't buy. It's not loud, it's not fancy, but it's still standing and still dangerous. Number 3, Ruger Security 6. Built like a brick, shoots like a champ. Before polymer took over the world, before striker-fired became the norm, there was the Security 6. And if you've ever held one, you know this thing doesn't play. Ruger launched it in the 1970s as a workhorse .357 Magnum. No fancy finishes, no fragile parts, just solid steel and an attitude that said, "I'm here to work." It was the sidearm of cops, prison guards, and folks who wanted a revolver that wouldn't choke if things got ugly. This was a revolver that didn't care about polish, it cared about performance. You could beat the hell out of it, drop it on concrete, shoot it filthy, it just kept going. The frame was thick, the internals were simple, but it didn't have those side plates that like to loosen up over time. It was built like it knew it might get tossed under a truck or shoved in a glove box, and it liked it that way. Then Ruger retired it, replaced it with the GP100 that should have been the end of it. But guess what? The Security 6 never lost its fans. Today, shooters are hunting them down like collector gold because in a sea of overcomplicated handguns, the Security 6 is still the one revolver that shows up, shuts up, and gets the job done. Number 4, Marlin 1895, the big bore lover gun that came back swinging. The Marlin 1895 isn't for hobby shooters. It's for folks who want their rifle to kick hard, shoot straight, and drop whatever's on the other side of the brush. This lever-action beast, chambered in 45 to 70, doesn't whisper, it roars. Back in the day, it was the go-to for hunters chasing big game in tight woods. Short barrel, fast follow-up, serious knockdown. You don't carry one of these unless you're planning on putting something down. But then came the Remington years, and let's be honest, it got ugly. Quality drop, reliability tanked, Marlin fans felt burned. Then came the crash, bankruptcy, shutdown, and silence. For a minute, it looked like the 1895 was dead for good. Then Ruger stepped in, and man, did they deliver. New production 1895s are tight. Clean action, stainless builds, laminate stocks, threaded barrels. The side ejection and solid tops still make mounting optics a breeze. It's got all the power of the old ones, but now it feels smoother, stronger, and sharper than ever. Hunters love it. Collectors are grabbing them fast. Gun shops can't keep them on the wall. The 1895 was gone. Now it's back, and it's not just surviving, it's dominating. Number 5, Smith & Wesson Model 19, the classic cop gun that refused to stay dead. This one's got swagger. The Model 19 isn't just a revolver. It's the revolver that lawmen trusted for decades. Chambered at .357 Magnum, this thing earned its stripes the hard way. On the streets and holsters and shootouts, it wasn't a range toy. It was a duty gun with a mean bite. Smith & Wesson teamed up with legendary shooter Bill Jordan to get it right back in the 50s. The goal? Magnum power and a frame that was light enough to carry all day, but strong enough to hold its own when it counted. The result was K-frame revolver that ran smoother than butter and hit like a hammer. It ruled for decades, but by 1999, S&W pulled the plug. Polymer pistols had taken over. The Model 19 faded out, not because it failed, but because the market got distracted. Now it's back. And it's everything it used to be, with just a touch of modern love. Classic wood grips, sleek blue finish, updated internals that feel like vintage S&W magic. The trigger is clean, the balance is perfect, and the accuracy still scary good. This isn't a throwback, it's a reminder. A .357 Magnum that once set the standard and just might do it again. Number 6, Winchester Model 70. The rifleman's rifle never really left. Some rifles are popular. The Model 70, it's respected. For generations, this bolt-action legend has been the go-to for hunters, precision shooters, and anyone who demands reliability without compromise. Launched in 1939, it earned its nickname the Rifleman's Rifle. For good reason. Smooth action, controlled round feed, a 3-position safety that just works. Whether you're tracking elk through the Rockies or lining up shots at 500 yards, the Model 70 delivered. Then came 1964, and Winchester made a mess of things. Cost-cutting killed the original design. Diehards were furious. Pre-64 models became collector gold, and post-64 rifles? Not so much. Winchester tried to fix it in the 90s, but then the new Haven factory shut down in 2006, and the future looked bleak. But the story didn't end there. FN Herstal took over and brought production back with modern machining and old-school heart. Built in South Carolina, the new Model 70s are tight, accurate, and everything the originals aim to be, without the flaws. Hunters trust them again. Long-range shooters are paying attention, and the name Winchester means something again. This isn't a retro re-release. It's a battle-tested bolt gun that earned its way back to the top, and it's not going anywhere. Now, number 7, Colt Python, the king of revolvers, reclaims the throne. For a long time, the Colt Python was the revolver everyone wanted, and no one could get. Smooth trigger, hand-fitted parts, and a look that made other wheel guns feel like toys. When Colt shut it down in 1999, people didn't just miss it, they obsessed over it. This wasn't some gimmicky showpiece. It was .357 Magnum done right. Law enforcement carried it. Celebrities flaunted it. Shooters praised it for being dead-on accurate and dead sexy at the same time. The full underlock, ventilated rib, and that clean double-action pull, pure Colt magic. Then it was gone. Prices skyrocketed. Used ones hit the $3,000 mark. Gun shops whispered about rumors, but year after year, nothing. Until 2020. Colt finally brought it back, and they didn't phone it in. They re-engineered the internals, reinforced the frame, and built it from tough stainless steel. The trigger is smoother than ever, the balance is perfect, and yeah, it's still a head-turner. The new Python isn't a tribute, it's a return, and it's flying off shelves like it never left. People said revolvers were dead. The Python just laughed and came back sharper than ever. Number 8, Remington 870, the workhorse that came back from the brink. You don't sell over 11 million shotguns by accident. The Remington 870 didn't just succeed, it became the standard. Duck hunters used it, cops trusted it, soldiers ran it through mud, sand, and worse. It was the shotgun that did it all and kept going. But then came the fall. Remington's quality started slipping. The express models felt rough. The finish got cheap. Gun owners started talking, and not in a good way. Then the big one hit. Bankruptcy. The 1870 vanished from shelves, and for a moment, it looked like the legend was gone for good. But legends don't die that easy. Firearms picked up the pieces and did what was needed to be done. They brought the 870 back with respect. The Fieldmaster version fixed what was broken. Cleaner finishes, better machining, smoother action. It felt like the old 870 again. The one you could beat up for a decade and still trust with your life. Want to swap barrels? Easy. Want to go from hunting to home defense in minutes? Done. This shotgun was never about flash. It was about doing the job every time, no excuses. The 870 went silent for a while, but now it's back, and the shelves can barely keep up. They wrote the guns off, but the market had other plans. Turns out you don't need fancy, you need proven. These weren't comebacks for nostalgia. These were comebacks for people who still want guns that run hard and last forever. Got one of these legends? Still chasing one down? Let's hear it in the comments. This list is done, but the conversation isn't.